back to an episode of 12-Inch Figure Fanatic. Remember to subscribe. So today we're going to be opening up EXO-6's Beverly Crusher from Star Trek The Next Generation. I've been looking forward to this figure for a while, especially some of the intricacies of the accessories that she comes with. Let's take a closer look. So I got to say, I didn't bother buying her son, Wesley Crusher, because I just didn't like the likeness. Just like some of the cast members that they did of Star Trek Voyager. Robert Picardo, I think his name is, the doctor. I thought that was just hideous. I wanted to buy it, but I just couldn't because the likeness wasn't there. So they aren't perfect. Sorry, EXO-6, but they're close to it. So one thing that, other than with 7 of 9, well, no, 7 of 9 was okay. I'm thinking of, what is her name? T'Pol. T'Pol, they did, if you go back and watch that video, I felt that they did make her thighs a little too thick. Maybe because they were trying to save money and they used a body type from another figure that they did. But she was much skinnier in the show than they gave her credit for in making the figure. But let's take a look at what we have here. So the likeness is very good. No disappointments. Your son is a failure, but you are on spot. Yep. There's a slight gloss to the hair that I wouldn't prefer, but it looks nice. Yeah, likeness and paint, no disappointments. Some of you might say, well, you know, given that she's got long hair, we like to see stitched hair these days. Well, keep in mind that EXO-6 doesn't do that. And it also drives up the cost of the figure because it's an additional process. Something's a little too bumpy in the breast line. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. It's not smooth. But, yeah, it's okay. And then, yeah. The fit is always good. Always crisp with these guys. They know what they're doing as far as making the clothing. Yeah. There's good rotation to the head. It's a head sculpt with the neck included so that you don't have the crease under the jaw. It's concealed underneath the clothing, so that's good. Very nice. Let's see what else we have here. So typical with all of them, you got your phaser, and it's magnetic. Boom. Standard. You've got your medical tricorder, which is just an extended version of the tricorder that we've seen with the other Next Generation figures. And we've got the scanning device that goes in the top here. I love it. Does it come out? Yeah, just kind of comes out. It'd be nice if it was metal and maybe they had a magnet feature going on. So it doesn't rest in there. It comes out easily. That I don't like. So I might put something in there to kind of wedge it. Maybe a small piece of paper concealed. But this is magnetic, like the other tricorders. So you could have it open or closed. And it's nicely detailed. But yeah, this thing falling out is not cool. That could get lost. You've got the pad. We've seen this before as well. And they went the extra mile and did the label on the back. And it's got the lining on the side here. Very nice. Hypo spray, if I remember correctly. This is called a hypo spray. And you've got a semi-translucent orange vial in there. And that does come out. So that's nicely done. I don't like the blue version. If you watch the show over the years, there's different versions of the hypo spray. Some have a dark gray instead of this blue, and I do prefer that. But now I'm just getting picky. And it looks like this is the extra vials. There we are. So aside from the orange one that's already in the hypo spray, we've got a blue, a red, and a green. All of them semi-translucent. And then we have the med kit, and it has a cloth strap to it. So they could have done rubber, and that would have been too stiff, so I appreciate that they did that. And then it's got these metal loops here attaching it. And then this opens up. I love this. This is going the extra mile right here. I had a Playmates version of this figure, and it just was a solid piece of plastic. It didn't open up at all. I hated that. So what you can do is you insert the hypo spray. You could put the vials in there. There we go. Rests very nicely in there. I'm not sure if they were flush with the bottom in the show. It is kind of hard to take them out like that. You know, you have to, let's see, yeah, they come right out if you turn it upside down, so it doesn't fit snugly in there, thank God. Otherwise it'd be impossible to get out. Very nicely done. And then we could take the tricorder here with the loose device and insert that there. And that's a lot looser than I would prefer. So everything's just kind of sitting loose, but that looks nice in there. You just have to be careful how you handle it so that things don't start falling out all over the place. Very nicely done. That's the best part right there. You've got some extra hands here. The usual display base system with either having the transporter display or this. And then underneath, we've got her lab coat. And it's kind of a canvasy type material. It's got a good texture to it, very accurate to the show as well. And then on the inside, it's lined with same color but different material, more of a satin finish. And she's got her communicator pin on there as well. Very nice. And then, where is the instructions? Ah, there we go. Got it. It doesn't come with instructions, but it comes with this display plaque. Kind of translucent to that as well. Commander Beverly Crusher, Chief Medical Officer. And I pointed this out in my prior episodes with EXO figures, but this whole space here is intended so that you could take this card into a Star Trek convention and get the autograph from the actor or actress, and then you can display it with one of the, well, wherever the peg is. You can display it on the front here, like so. So let's get this figure set up, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so here she is all set up, and I like it. So one of the things that I wish they would do is start following suit with some of the other companies and doing the magnetic base. And I know it's hard to catch up at this point and switch over because you want all the bases to match. So if all the previous figure releases had the clasp, then you kind of want to keep it in line. But because this bulks out, so it's either you put the clasp on the outside of the coat, or you have it concealed partially because it's still exposed in there, and the coat doesn't sit well enough. I don't know, matter of preference there. But aside from that, when you have it clasped in there like that, the figure has to rest back further on the base, not in the center. So, you know, maybe I'm getting too picky, but it's just one thing that's always bothered me. But the lab coat fits on nicely as well. Her hair rides high enough so that it doesn't make it hard to put the coat on. You kind of tease it a little bit so you're not exposing the communicator pin that she's got underneath. Yeah, very nice figure overall. I'm going to give this figure probably a lower score than I've given EXO figures in the past, just because of the looseness of the accessories. The fact that this thing falls out so easily bothers me. They should have made that magnetic. But I'm going to give this an equal 9.0. Not too big of a deal, but still, I can't let that slide. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.